Hello, everyone, and thank you for coming to my soap opera channel, where we're going to be going over The Young and the Restless that aired for today, March 15th, 2017, which was Wednesday, guys. All right, let's get right on into it. We have Billy and Ashley having breakfast, and they are talking about Jack. Then they start to talk about Victoria. Nothing really there at that time. Then we go to Reed. Reed drops by Victoria's office to get her to sign a permission slip that she forgot to sign at home. He feels she's just too busy and she's not concerned about her children, and especially him. We go to Robbie. Robbie is looking for Ashley and runs into Gloria. Gloria reminds him who the real boss is, and that is what she's trying to say would be Jack. Okay, and then she reminds him that Jack needs that report on his desk ASAP. Then we go to Kane. Kane finally comes home to find Colin there, and Colin finds Jordan at the pad while Kane was gone. So he's questioning, I guess, Lily's fidelity towards her husband. So he is basically telling Colin he needs to find out what's going on. Okay? Then we have Lily tells her dad about the stalker incident. He embraces her and wish that he was there to definitely fight off the stalker or definitely make her feel like she was safe. So Lily said that Jordan was there. He saved the day. And he told her she needs to go fill out a restraining order. And that's what she plans on doing. And of course, her dad, Neil, said he'll go with her just as support. Then we have Esther. Esther looks at Jill's ring that she's pretty much been parading around with, that Philip was supposed to give her until his untimely death. And Jill doesn't tell Esther that she's expecting Nikki to come over. But anyway, the doorbell rings, and of course, you know Esther's always the servant to go and see who it is. When she gets to the door, she notices that it's Nikki. She invites Nikki to come in, and Jill is waiting to see her. Then we go to Colin. Colin is trying to get Kane jealous about the guy Lily had sleepover last night. But it's an old friend from the past, and Lily definitely respects him and definitely honors him for looking out for her while her husband was away. Then we have Lily is letting her dad know Jordan told her to put out a restraining order again. Oh, we went past that. We went on to that. Okay. Then we have Reed. Reed goes to walk out on Victoria because he feels she don't spend enough time with him or the other children. And Victoria runs after him to reassure him and try to smooth things over that she definitely loves him, cherishes him, and she endorses his music. So then Reed brings up Zoe, and Victoria goes crazy. Reed goes crazy. Crazy because she doesn't like Zoe and he don't understand why. Then we have Billy come in into the midst of the argument that they're having. And um no, I take that back. Billy and Ashley are still at the club making small talk about business. Then we have Gloria and Jack are in the bed with one another. They are doing business behind the scenes together. Then they are working together. I mean, are they joined at the hip nowadays? I don't understand because they're in the office and she's just giving him the play by play, blow by blow of business deals and this, that, and the third. And he goes off and tell her that's a sound business decision. And he thanks her for it. Very good work. But he says, we're not going to be a couple, pretty much. I'm like, y'all just don't blow me away because I'm still like, how did y'all even get? I could see one time, but it's been several other times. What is going on? Is it Cougar year this year? Anyway, we go to commercial, we come back. We have Esther bring some tea for Nikki to drink, and Esther, Jill, and Nikki talk about Jill's health. Then Nikki finds a new cause to take up. Jill finally shows Nikki her ring from Philip, but she asks Did Catherine ever show you this ring before? Nikki assures her, no, she didn't. They barely even talked about her and the ring and Philip or the incident. Not the accident, but the incident. Then we have Robert is thanking Ashley for taking him to the opera last night. Ashley is a little puzzled with Robert and his last response. Reed is telling his mom Zoe is not what she thinks, and Billy is brought into the argument as a mediator once again. Go to commercial, we come back. We have Rave is talking about barriers not being crossed, and Ashley thinks about Nikki told her at the concert last night. Then we have Kane is hearing what Lily had to say about the stalker, Jordan, and filing a restraining order against the stalker. Jill finally tells Nikki about the ring, and she shows Nikki the letter Catherine had left for her, and she asks Nikki to tell her, does she know anything about why Catherine spent so much time keeping the ring away from her? And Nikki just comes right out and said, Catherine was scared of you. She was really, really immensely scared of you. And then she felt that maybe if she did give you the ring, you would have held so much animosity against her to where you would have left. And at the time, both of y'all were at a great place. Y'all were loving on each other. And she couldn't bear to not have you in her life. So that's probably more than likely why she never told you about the ring and didn't give it to you until after it. And it starts to click in Jill's mind that maybe Nikki has hit a home run with that response. We go to commercial. We come back. We have Jill tells Nikki she wanted to cut Catherine out of her life some time ago, but she just couldn't do it. Nikki tells Jill to give love a chance and follow in Catherine's footsteps. Jill then asks Nikki, with Colin, we move on to Kane. Kane tells Lily he's going to get new security, he's going to get new cameras and other stuff to make sure the house is secure, and she thanks him for that. Lily asks Kane how was his trip. He ain't really saying too much because that last night he spent there was a little blurred. Then Victoria tells Billy she wants to handle Reed by herself. I'm like, first you said you wanted help. You wanted him to be the mediator. Now you're flipping the script and saying, okay, I want to handle Reed by myself. What the hell? Okay. Then we have Ashley tells Robbie he don't answer to Gloria. He only answers to Jack and her. He don't need to get the report done today. Forget about what Gloria had told him earlier. Then we have Jack is talking to Ashley about an idea of doing business with a sports team. And he knows Billy is trying to get the same deal with the same team. And Jack wants to block Billy out of that deal. And Ashley is not liking it. She's not liking what Jack is trying to do to their brother, even though it may be a good business idea. We go to Neil. Neil and Colin have finished their meal. And of course, Neil is paying for the lunch. Then Colin is totally talking to Neil about Jill and whether or not he should stay in his life, or stay in her life rather, and keep pressing for her to take him back. Neil is like, man, don't keep beating a dead horse. Just give it up while you got a chance and keep it moving. Then he said, well, maybe you're right. But the whole thing about me going back to Australia, I don't have the money to get there. So Neil says, okay, I'll float you along. He said, you would do that for me, but you know I can't pay you back right now. But I do plan on paying you back. Neil said, okay. We go to Esther. Esther says goodbye to Nikki. And she's asking Nikki, what about, well, Jill is asking Nikki prior to Nikki leaving, what about Colin and her? Nikki says to Jill, this is something Catherine would probably have told you if she was still alive. And she goes on to tell Jill, examine your heart when it comes to that man. And that's pretty much where she left it, and she walked out. Of course, Jill is still looking perplexed. but she thinks she feels she knows what she wants to do. Then we have Ashley tells Jack this is all about revenge, and that's it. It's not a good sound business decision that you're just making for the company. You just want Billy to continue to pay for messing with your ex-wife. And that's what it's about. Revenge, revenge, revenge. Then we have Victoria's telling Billy, pitch his product idea to her because he's bothering her about this mystery deal. And she don't think that she wants to take on something else. But she gave Kane a shot. So she's asking Billy to pitch his idea. He goes on to pitch his idea. She's liking what she's hearing. Then Victoria tells Billy she's sold. Go ahead with the idea. We go to commercial. We come back. We have Kane is trying to seduce Lily and try to keep her from going out to wherever business thing she had to take care of, even though she says she's coming right back. But Lily still says she has to leave, so she leaves and tells him she's coming back real soon. So he just tells her, okay, fine, I'll unpack you and the children's gifts that I brought you back from Tokyo. And she said, cool. So Kane goes to unpack his suitcase and he brings out one present. Then he brings out a second present. Then he finds some pink ladies' upper underwear garment. And he's looking perplexed. Like first, prior to leaving Tokyo, you had an earring in your bed. Juliet says it was her earring. Now you done brought home a lady's upper undergarment. What's going on, Kane? I know that's what you're thinking. What have you done? But I personally think it's a setup to get Juliet. She's trying to stronghold you into, or really blackmail you into getting that position that she really wants. But is that how Asian women get down? I mean, really? Then we have Neil. Neil is telling Colin he might want to leave her alone, meaning Jill. Neil tells Colin he will give him the money to go home. Colin is calling Jill to tell her goodbye, and she wants to see him prior to him doing just that. Then we have Ashley tells Jack he's trying to stick it to their little brother Billy. Jack wants to destroy Brash and Sassy. Billy calls to talk with the head man about setting up maybe a conference to pitch his idea to them. And hopefully, all is said and done, they can sign contracts. But of course, on the other end, the man done told Billy they're thinking about going with somebody else. He goes on to give a little information about this someone else. Billy gets upset, kind of slams down the phone. He goes in to tell Victoria his brother is trying to outbid him. Billy starts to go upstairs to confront his brother. Victoria stops him, says, okay, Jack want to play like that? Then we're going to play hardball with him, but we're going to do it the business way. So Billy's kind of intrigued about what his ex-wife, his boss, is going to do next. And that's where it ends, guys. That was the Young and the Restless that aired for March 15th, Wednesday. So I look forward to coming back with you tomorrow, dissecting another episode, recapping and reviewing it for your pleasure. Thank you for coming to Deb Chanel's 48's World, where we do soap opera reviews for the majority part of my channel, but we do other reviews as well. If you haven't subscribed to my channel at this time, please do so prior to ending in the video or after ending in the video. And like and share my videos as always. Thank you. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.